had to break down and tell my son. And he said, Mom, it's a scam.
This is the story of how a grandmother in Beaver County, Pennsylvania, lost her life savings to a scammer pretending to be her friend on Facebook. The whole thing started with a single message. It ended with empty gift cards, a police report, and no Christmas money for her grandchildren.
Grandkids are 12 and 14, and I always give them Christmas money. Now I don't have no money to give them.
What makes Cassie's story worth your full attention isn't the dollar amount, it's the mechanics. How a fake Facebook message becomes $5,000 gone. How a normal Friday afternoon turns into the worst moment of the year. On Scam Awareness Hub, we break down exactly how that happens, step by step, so the people you love can see it coming before it's too late. Stay with me. Cassie Connor lives in Rochester, Pennsylvania. Rochester sits in Beaver County, about 25 miles northwest of Pittsburgh. It's a working-class community, the kind of place where people know their neighbors and answer messages from friends without overthinking it. Cassie is a grandmother. She has grandkids aged 12 and 14. She has a son, a daughter-in-law. Every Christmas, she gives them money, not because she's wealthy and because that's what she does. That's the kind of grandmother she is. She plans for it. She sets it aside. Christmas giving is part of who Cassie Connor is. She's also the kind of person who scrolls through her phone at home on a Friday afternoon, who stays connected with friends on Facebook, who responds when someone reaches out. That's not a character flaw, that's a human being living her life. Before this happened, Cassie had savings, not a fortune, her life savings. The money she'd held on to carefully, the cushion that made the difference between comfortable and precarious at the age she's at now. She didn't know that a Friday afternoon message was about to take all of it. It was a Friday, Cassie's phone pinged with a Facebook message from a friend. Someone she knew, someone whose name she recognized. The message said hello, casual, normal. Then it said something that shifted the conversation entirely. I'm at the top of the world. Cassie asked why. The person told her they'd received grant money, a large sum.
She told me hello and everything, and she says, I am at the top of the world. And I said, why? And she tells me that she got this grant money.
And then, almost immediately, the conversation turned to Cassie, because she qualified too. A $200,000 government grant was available to her, and this friend had just gotten hers and she wanted Cassie to know. Here's what you need to understand about why this works. The message didn't come from a stranger. It came from a friend's account. Facebook shows you the profile picture, the name, the history of your relationship with that person. Every visual signal your brain receives says, this is safe. This is someone I trust. What Cassie didn't know, what she had no way of knowing in that moment, is that her friend's Facebook account had been hacked. The person behind the messages wasn't her friend at all. It was a scammer who had taken over the account and was now using it to contact everyone on the friends list, one by one, with the same story. This is called account impersonation. It's one of the most effective social engineering tactics because it bypasses the first line of defense, skepticism about strangers, completely. You're not talking to a stranger. You're talking to Linda. You're talking to someone whose kids you know. The scammer told Cassie she qualified for a $200,000 grant. All she needed to do to unlock it was cover the handling fees and taxes up front. Small amounts, manageable amounts, gift cards would work fine.
500, 500, 500.
Over a dozen gift cards now empty and Connor out over $5,000.
And here's where the psychology tightens. Cassie's friend had apparently already done this, already gotten her money. The social proof was built right into the conversation. This isn't a cold pitch from a stranger. This is your friend saying, I just got $200,000 and you can too, and I'm telling you first because I care about you. The fees started at $500, gift cards specifically. The scammer instructed Cassie to buy gift cards, the kind you find at any grocery store or pharmacy, and send the card numbers and PINs by text message. Once those numbers are sent, the money on the card is instantly accessible anywhere in the world and completely untraceable. Scammers use gift cards because they function like anonymous cash. There's no bank to call, no wire transfer to reverse, no fraud department to dispute with. You buy a $500 Google Play card, you photograph the number on the back, you send it. That money is gone within minutes. Cassie sent $500, then another $500, then another, over a dozen gift cards, each one emptied, each one a step closer to the $200,000 that was never coming. The scammer kept calling for more. There was always one more fee, one more processing charge, one more tax requirement before the grant could be released. This is the same psychological mechanism that emptied Ed Ramsey's bank account in San Diego, the sunk cost. You've already paid $1,500. Stopping now means losing $1,500 for nothing. The $200,000 is right there. Just one more payment. By the time Cassie broke down and told her son what was happening, she had sent over $5,000. Her son said it immediately. "Mom, it's a scam."
I had to break down and tell my son. And he said, "Mom, it's a scam."
She called the friend she thought she'd been messaging. That friend had no idea any of this had happened. Her account had been compromised. She hadn't sent a single message. She hadn't received any grant money. The whole conversation, every word of it, had been a scammer wearing her face. $5,000. Gone in gift cards, untraceable, unrecoverable, irreversible.
There's a lot of senior citizens, friends of mine. I don't want them to get scammed because I was stupid and did it.
Cassie used the word stupid. She said it about herself on camera, in public. That word is worth sitting with because it's exactly what the scammers want her to feel. Shame keeps victims quiet. Shame stops people from warning others. Shame is part of the crime. Cassie isn't stupid. She trusted a message from someone she knew. Every single one of us does that every day. Facebook account hijacking is rampant. When a scammer takes over an account, they don't just gain access to one person, they gain access to that person's entire social network. Every friend, every family member, every colleague is now a potential target. The trust that took years to build between two real people gets weaponized in an afternoon. The gift card method is specifically designed to be irreversible. Law enforcement can investigate. The Rochester Police Department took Cassie's report. But recovering gift card funds is in most cases impossible. The money moves too fast and too anonymously. Google, Apple, Amazon, the companies behind these cards have fraud teams, but the window to flag and freeze a transaction is measured in minutes, not days. Grant scams, the specific hook used on Cassie, are one of the Federal Trade Commission's most reported fraud types every year. The formula is consistent: promise of free government money, small upfront fees to unlock it, gift cards as payment method. It works on people of every income level and education background because it doesn't require you to be greedy. It just requires you to trust someone you already trust. The holiday season is when these scams peak. More people are thinking about money, more people are on social media, more people are emotionally primed to want good news. The scammers know the calendar. As of February 2026, there is no public update on what happened to Cassie Connor after this broadcast. The Rochester Police Department was investigating, but no outcome has been reported. If you know Cassie's story, whether she got any money back, whether her grandkids had a Christmas that year, share it in the comments. This community pays attention. Cassie Connor went public because she didn't want her friends to go through what she went through. She called herself stupid on camera. She described not having Christmas money for her grandkids on the record to a stranger with a microphone. She filed a police report during the holidays when all she wanted to do was give her family something good. That takes something. Most people in her position go quiet. They carry the shame alone. They never tell anyone because telling anyone means admitting it happened. Cassie told everyone. Because her friends, the real ones, the ones whose Facebook accounts haven't been hacked yet, deserve to know what the message looks like before it arrives. The next time someone you know sends you a message saying they're at the top of the world and asks whether you want in on something, call them. Don't reply in the app. Pick up the phone and hear their actual voice. It takes 30 seconds. It might save everything. I'm Jack. This is Love or Lie. If this story is worth passing on, and I think it is, share it with one person before you close this tab. That's all Cassie asked for. Next week, we're covering a case that starts with a text message and ends with a victim sending money overseas for months without telling a single person. I'll see you then.